Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Driscoll. I am the chairman of the Human Services Committee. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for those members who were able to come this morning. Supervisor Gerasi will be joining us in a few minutes in his place so that we have a quorum. The chairman is sitting in until that time. Again, I'd like to thank everyone who's going to be on the Human Services Committee this year. And I'm also going to announce that the vice chair of the Human Services Committee will be Supervisor Frazier from Hague, and the second vice chair will be Supervisor Bruno from Glens Falls. So the first item, we have Denise DeResta, the Director of the Veterans Services, and overseeing the peer-to-peer program, here to kind of do a wrap-up and a highlight of 2022 activities and events and programs. Welcome, Denise.
Thank you. I'm not sure. Do we need to?
So I called the meeting to order.
Yes.
Are there any vote on the minutes? Okay, so minutes from the prior month meeting, that would be November, I believe. All in favor? Any opposed? So moved. Thank you.
You didn't even have a motion
To
approve.
do I have a first for the okay, Supervisor Runyon and Supervisor Bruno on a second? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yeah. I'm not new to this, but it's my first meeting of the year. Thank you. Also, privilege of the floor. Any members of the board, or I don't see anyone from the public. Anyone comment or questions or concerns before we get started? Okay. Now, welcome, Denise.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into this. I had a thought when I met John the first time there back in December that I never really reported on the types of meetings I might go to within the community on a monthly basis or a weekly basis. So I thought I would just start, because I don't have, let's say, I'm not going to come to you with a lot of resolutions. So most of my department's going to be updates on, what's my department doing, and now to incorporate peer-to-peer. So I'm gonna start giving you a running list of places that I go throughout the community. Within Warren County, and again, I think I said to John, spreading the good word at the VA. That would be what I do most of the time. Bringing forth the new laws and regulations that the VA might be rolling out, or some other ancillary veterans benefit or something offered on a community level. So and again, these things under outreach, those would be things from September through December that I truly did attend. And the upcoming ones, you'll see the things that I already know about. If I by chance don't happen to be able to meet that meeting, or it will fall off the list for the next time I report. Okay. Moving on to the second page there. It's great that we're still providing transportation to and from the VA Monday through Friday. It is a much needed benefit to veterans in our community who are receiving specialty care at the VA Hospital Stratton in Albany. Again, the numbers have fallen off a little bit since COVID. If it's not for veterans who have passed away during that time, some people are still nervous about riding, people in a van like that, and that closed encounter being like that. But I do perceive that it will pick up in time. I mean, fuel, the fuel, having to drive back and forth to Albany is costly. So in time, I think that once people are reassured that they're gonna be okay, doing that, those numbers will pick back up. And then, I wanted to give just a brief overview. We had our first, peer-to-peer meeting, kind of like, just an overview meeting, some city took over the program. And, you'll see who's in attendance there, and we just kind of went over, like, what's been done. Right now, they're doing a lot of networking with resources within the community. And again, that's between Warren and Washington County, huge geographic area, so something like this is gonna take time. But he's also conducted, and that would be Jeremy Dewars, the program coordinator, who is full-time. Working, and has an office over there at SUNY Adirondack. He's conducting outreach events at Stewart's, and I do believe he is a guest speaker at the Thursday night dinners that are now going to take place at the Bolton Community Church. So it's building up, and and he's working on now reaching out more to the veterans within the communities, and going all over from Greenwich to North Creek. So, okay. If anybody have any questions with regards to outreach, transportation, or Adirondack peer to
Denise,
Yes.
I know that way, probably 10 years ago, the going to the VA was really important. Still, you still get pretty good participation. It looks like you say it's falling off a little bit.
It has some further back at the numbers. I mean, we truly did lose a lot of World War II and Korean veterans that would have used our service like Monday through Friday. So right now, I think we're in that transition period. I know that other counties are, still going after vehicles. I mean, everybody's still transporting. Ours, each county is a little demographically different, so they set their transportation up differently. But we run Monday through Friday. If there's no transportation, we don't go. So we're not just having the drivers come in just because. We are trying to do as much scheduling as possible to keep the, in the cost, the wear and tear in the vehicle, the fuel, everything, the payroll. So we go when we're needed. Yeah.
I've just got a couple of FYIs. Earlier last year, Denise started the practice of reaching out via Warren County email to members of the Board of Supervisors and other department heads, sharing information about a lot of these activities, events, and special services that are available to veterans, so we can share them with constituents in our own communities. And I think that that's very important. The media is the message, and making sure that individuals get that. I also see a lot of stuff in the various newspapers on social platforms. So continue to do that. In last month's quarterly newsletter that SUNY Adirondack does for alumni of the college, they focused on veterans who have graduated from SUNY Adirondack, or when it was ACC, and it's a real who's who list of men and women who have served our country, but are also working locally here and doing great things, including the son of the former chair of the Board of Supervisors, Mr. Thomas from town of Johnsburg. So a lot of information is getting out there, and a lot of good programming is occurring. So thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. And just if you're not a veteran yourself, I mean, you have veterans within your communities, and I asked if you have a Facebook presence for the town or whatever. If you like our page, we'll like you back and share our information. That'd be great.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to go over the claims report.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If we're gonna look down through this list, as we complete or remove that has been completed, meaning that the VA is either denied or awarded benefits, we will close out and that year will be removed. As you can see, 2019 is still on my list. I still have a couple of claims outstanding that VA has not awarded or denied. So that's why they're still shown here. If you were to take the difference in the retro and add those two numbers together, that is the amount of awards that has been awarded to veterans within our community. Going right through from 2019 to 2023. And I just wanted to explain about the claims report. So, and hopefully you will see now that Jeff Cook is on board, the other Veterans Benefits Counselor, these numbers should be going up over time as he gets accredited and becomes an American Legion and VFW power of attorney with the VA. So right now he's still in limbo. They have their background and just aren't doing their accreditations, you know, timely. So, and they have so much other stuff on their plate also. I mean, we get it, but once Jeff can start doing his own claims right now, he develops and I review and sign. So we are processing his claims, but just that he's not signing off to them. And that's it.
Questions for Denise before we wrap up this presentation? Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm hope to see you in a couple of months. And I'm just going to ask Jeremy Doers, the program coordinator from Peer to Peer, to join us. Okay? Thank you. Chris? Yeah, yes.
Good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for your attendance. We will address the countryside adult home agenda first. If you could help us with that, Chris, please.
All right, we have two action items on the countryside agenda. The first one is a request to amend the county budget to increase expenses and revenue. It's based on an equal award in the amount of $13,493.50. This would increase A 630-410 supplies by $13,493.50. And just as a note, the grant wasn't received in time to utilize the year prior, so that's why we're asking now.
Motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Bruno and Supervisor Runyon on the second. Questions or comments for the commissioners? Or nothing, I will call the question. All in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number two, Chris.
Number two is a request to transfer funds to full-time salaries, from full-time salaries to overtime in the amount of $10,093. The funding will cover expenses that accrued from staffing shortages in 2022.
Okay, a motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Runyon and Supervisor Bruno on the second. Questions or comments for the commissioner? Hearing nothing, I'll call the question. All in favor of approval? Any opposed? Thank you, so moved. There are no discussion items. Are there any other comments? I'd like to take the opportunity to once again, on behalf of, I think, the entire Board of Supervisors, to extend congratulations to the Countryside employee who is our Employee of the Month this past week.
Yeah, thank you for that. Carolyn Darcy is certainly a gem, and we are super happy to have her in her current position. So appreciate that.
Thanks. Anything else for Countryside? No privilege of the floor from the galley. Okay, we'll move on to Department of Social Services, and I will ask, unless individuals think it's appropriate to batch, I will ask the commissioner to read through each of the 7 we're moving along with the time. So request number 1, Chris, a notice of intent.
Okay, action item number 1 is a request for a notice to fill position of Medicaid clerk 2 in the reception unit. Base salary is $39,766. It's a grade 5. This is due to retirement effective February 1st of 2023. Position is located in the reception unit, provides backup for the other Medicaid clerk position, as well as an intake clerk position. Position is mandated and reimbursed.
Motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Runyon and Supervisor Bruno on the second. Questions or comments for the commissioner? I call the question. All in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. So moved. Number 2.
Number 2 is a request for transfer of funds, 2022 funds from salaries regular, retirement and hospital codes to various contracts and salaries. Part-time is outlined in the attachment. The rationale is that the transfer of the 2022 funds will cover expenses through the end of the year of 2022.
Motion to bring that to the floor. Supervisor Runyon and Supervisor Bruno. Questions or comments? I'll call the question. All in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. So moved. Number 3, please.
Number 3 is a request to amend the 2023 county budget to increase revenues and expenditures in the amount of $44,217 to reflect funds received from the New York State Office of Children and Family Services. These funds provide safe harbor services and programs in response to child trafficking and exploitation.
And in your packets, there was a real comprehensive explanation about what that is. So if you haven't had a chance to read it, read it after the fact. A motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Bruno and Supervisor Runyon on the second. Questions or comments for the commissioner? I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. Number 4.
Number 4 is a request to renew and continue the term of the appointment of the Commissioner of Warren County Department of Social Services for a 5-year term effective March 19th, 2023. Current 5-year term is expiring on March 19th of this year.
A motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Runyon and Supervisor Bruno on the second. Questions or comments for the commissioner? Hearing nothing, I will call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. Number 5, request number 5.
Number 5 is a request to renew the MOU between the Department of Social Services and the Warren County IT Department to include an increase of $6,000 for 2023 for technology and computer support services for a total amount of $72,000 for 2023. These essential services support all technology related functions for the Department of Social Services, and the increase was included in our 2023 budget that we reviewed last year.
Motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Runyon. Comments or questions for the commissioner on number 5? Hearing nothing, I'll call the question. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. We're on to request number 6. please.
Items 6 and 7 pertain to one contractor, and that's Warren County Sheriff's Office. Number 6 is a request to renew the MOU between DSS and the Sheriff's Office for security services in the Human Services Building. This would include an increase of $6,071 for this year, 2023, which provides security staff for the Human Services Building for a total amount of $118,404 for 2023.
Anyone have objections to batching number 6 and 7 together? Okay, do I have a motion to, okay, Supervisor Runyon and Supervisor Garrity will get you into the ballgame too. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Any discussion items?
I guess I would just like to welcome all the new members to the committee. I look forward to working with you, and I really think we'll have a pretty good year coming up at DSS. We have a lot of stuff in the works. We have a lot of stuff that I think is going to improve morale, and we're continually working on that. Look forward to a quarterly newsletter that I'll be sending out soon. I will also be sending out my update activities and events as usual. I just haven't got that out for this month yet, so I'll be sending that out. I believe that Chairman Driscoll will be distributing that to the members.
Any other comments or questions before Julie Montero provides our fiscal report? Good morning, Julie, again.
Good morning. For the revenue and expenditure, I did the January through December 2022. You'll get a lot better picture next month when I run it, because in January we pay all of the December bills. I did have to do some resolution requests to move money to places that I needed it, but we should stay well within our budget for 2022. And for the overtime, yeah, just had a lot of overtime this year between staffing issues and our on-calls are great. I hope to see them go down, but that's something we have no control over going into 2023. Once training, everybody's up and trained, we should be pretty much at full staff and hopefully see some drop in our overtime due to that.
Any specific questions on the finance report for Julie?
Julie, is the state hanging on time very much, or are they catching up, or
It's funny what the state does is like you think they're catching up because you'll have like 3 months in a row where they're really starting to catch up, and then they'll have a lag for a couple of months. But they're way better than they were during COVID. Way better.
Anything else? Privilege of the floor, public comment. Supervisor McGowan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just wondering if the committee might want to look into it during the budget time this year. I noticed some raises that went out to directors, and when I was doing some comparisons to see if things were in line with these raises that the budget committee put in there in the budget that I was kind of against. I noticed that our commissioner is a little underpaid. I was wondering if that is something that we can start maybe looking into to seeing if this is an area where we could look into, bringing him up to a scale, due to the size of his department and all that he does.
I would be happy to discuss that matter with Mr. Thomas, the chair of the budget committee, and anyone else that you know, I should be talking to about that. So, yeah, thank you for.
But sorry, and I do want to reach out and apologize for our commissioner for. You didn't know this one was coming, but I mean, you know, like I said, I've been looking into it ever since the budget, of trying to find a, you know, equalization of what I think was fair and not fair, so. And this has just happened, something that I had noticed, so thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing nothing, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Supervisor Garrity and Supervisor Runyon. Again, thank you, everyone.